So hiked the Autumn Creek Trail today in the Marias Pass area, starting up over at Falls Summit and then stopping at the real summit or Marias Pass and then finishing off over where Autumn Creek enters into Bear Creek. Anyways, you just get started out and it's a kind of a cool area over by Falls Summit and heading up towards Firebrand Pass. You got a little bit of aspen, then a little bit of lodgepole, then some open meadows. You're looking up at Calf Robe. It's pretty sweet. Then I worked my way up to the junction of where Firebrand Pass, like if I was going to head on out to East Glacier. And that's a really well-traveled trail. Lots of folks walk on that one, and it shows. And it looks really cool, and I'm excited to do it with Ole Creek. But then I went back and started working my way down across Autumn Creek, and I was hoping that that was going to be above the trees. But you know, honestly, it just hung out inside of lodge poles forever. The nice thing about lodge poles is you get a lot of the little birds like chickadees and some warblers and whatnot. So that was, you know, fun. Some squirrels, but you know, just kept going through trees and trees, and you have the occasional view. You know, as I got closer to Marias Pass, there was a little peak over at Summit, and then walking around Marias Pass, there's Three Bears Lake, and just a quaint little lake that you can poke your head into there. And Marias Pass is kind of cool, and a very important part of Glacier Park's history, where the Great Northern Railroad had one of their engineers, Mr. Stevens, go ahead, and he went ahead and found the pass that the Indians used. And there's a really cool story about how he kept going and his Indian buddy ditched him because it was getting late, and he decided that he was going to go ahead and finish his job, and it got dark, so he had to stay awake and pace while it was snowing and a few other things. But anyways, quite the hero there. And anyways, he ended up helping pave the way for that. Eventually brought in the railroad through there, and that was a way you could get your automobile from one side of the park to the other. And then eventually they built a Highway 2 through there, so now you can drive through it. But back to hiking back out onto the trail, and it was just more trees and more trees and more trees, and a little bit of rain for me today, so it kind of put me in a little damper on things, so to speak. And then all of a sudden I was surprised because I thought the Autumn Creek end of the trail, I thought that was going to be just a walk in trees heading downhill. But boy, that thing sure opened up, and I was getting great views of Elk Mountain, and then just all the way across the ridgeline over to Summit. And you know, the thing about it is that the views just kept getting better and better and better. And I actually ended up jumping a couple of deer, but you know, the trees are a little bit on the thick side, so they disappear pretty quick. So didn't get a whole lot of big game, but overall, the trail is, I think it'd make an interesting trail run. Obviously, I would run with bear spray and water and all that kind of stuff, but definitely bear spray. There was loads of sign, and I'm actually kind of surprised that I didn't see any bears. Yeah, some huckleberries and the like. So I would give it a meh. It's a fine hike, but just, you know, once again, another one of these walks in the trees. You know, it might be a nice, fun little hike to do the Marias Pass. Just you'd get some of the tree stuff, and then it would open out into that views, and then you'd walk down to where a car or a hitchhike was waiting for you. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get into my car and call this one a day.